Well, YouTubes, this is the third time, yes, the third time I have recorded Pokemon Blue walkthrough part 16. The reason being is I screwed up a couple times in recording my sound, unfortunately. I forgot to either start recording the sound or I forgot to unmute the game. I mute my computer, but I unmute my game. So my computer only records the game noise, and I don't have to hear it through my speakers, because if I do, then my mic picks it up. And then you hear double game noise in different levels, volumes, and that's very annoying. And I don't think you would like that. And I am uploading Age of Empires right now. Reconquista Part 3, so I hope you're going to watch that. So we have some orders of business to take care of, and this is going to be another boring episode for me, and hopefully I'll be able to get through this without too much labor, and hopefully you'll be able to get something out of this. So, off screen, I did a lot in grinding up my Pokemon. Got Blastoise up to level 36, got great stats all across the board, obviously. No new moves. We got Big Bird as well up to level 36, and it evolves at level 36, as is a Wartortle to a Blastoise. No new moves either, but Boulder, on the other hand, no, we're not going to use Dig, has brought himself up to level 36, and upon reaching level 36, he has learned Earthquake. So that'll be a nice move for us. We have two ground type moves, a rock, and fighting type moves, so he's very diverse. And we have a couple other Pokemon that we're going to use. So first thing first, we're in Peter City still. Obviously, I've been here before, but I want to go to the PC to take care of some stuff. So I'm going to go over to my item system, or item box, and I'm going to drop off some items I'm not going to be using. I'm not going to be using Moonstone or Old Amber, obviously. There's no need. And I kind of hate how they move that cursor all the way back up to the top of the box on you. I'm not a fan of that. And next up is teaching Flash to Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is not really going to be an HM slave. It's kind of going to have dual purposes. So this is HM5 Flash. We got it in the last part. Wigglytuff fortunately can learn it. So can Mr. Mime. But unfortunately, Mr. Mime is not going to be used on our team. I don't know how many Mr. Mime fans we have out there, but Mr. Mime's okay. He's kind of a weird guy. I don't really know him. Oh, I want to deposit Item Finder as well, because that's what I got Bulbapedia for. So here in Part 16, I'm also going to be making my way through Route 9, and I believe that's all I can do with my items right now, because I'm going to be selling Dream Eater, and we're going to go over to the mart here and sell Dream Eater real quick. We'll get $1,000 out of that, and obviously we just got this in we just got Dream Eater here in Peter City, and I'm going the wrong way. So, anyways, Part 16, we are going to go on Route 9, which is east of Cerulean City, one of the 4 routes branching off of Cerulean City. So I'm going to I'll pawn this Dream Eater off. It's TM42 for you guys. And no, I don't need to sell anything else. So we're done with the mart here. All we have left to do now on errands, I know, I got a little tired doing the errands. That's why I copped it out a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, we have ducks here to make a little path for us. I'm going to go through Diglett's Cave because I don't know about you, but I'm not feeling like going through Mount Moon again. Not the most difficult place to go through, but I just don't want to do it. Don't ask me why. I just don't want to go through Mount Moon. And I'm going to use a repel, obviously, because you don't want to see me run into Mr. Thumpkins or Mr. Trio Thumpkins every step along this path. Going to go through Route 9, going to get a couple items there. There isn't too much exciting stuff going on in Route 9, or Rock Tunnel to say the least. Although Rock Tunnel is the place I've been waiting for quite some time, so I'm not going to reveal why, but I've been waiting for it to say the least. And here's the exit. And going to, what else am I going to do? I'm going to go west right now, and I might catch a Voltorb. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to catch a Voltorb in this part. Voltorb is a Pokemon you can catch right east of Route 9. It's not necessarily considered Route 9. It's like a mix between Rock Tunnel and Power Plant. I think it's sort of like Power Plant, and we'll get to that later. And obviously, since this is the 3rd time recording this part, and thankfully I saved right before I recorded this part, I have gone through, I think it's like 9 trainers or something like that on Route 9. So I'm kind of burnt out of these trainers. So bear with me if I get a little sleepy. And you might get a little sleepy as well. I mean, it's a good time to take a nap. Get a nice power 20-minute nap in. And you can plop any Pokemon you want down in the daycare center there, but I have no needs to do that right now. And getting this bike voucher has got to be a huge hit for this guy's sales. I mean, what, he sells these bikes for $99 million, but he's giving me one for free, essentially, just because I have a slip of paper. I mean, that can't be too good. You're losing $99 million of sales, and for some people, that's, I think for everybody ever going to watch this video, that's going to be more they're ever going to make. I'm just saying right now. Just damn. And so, you're basically putting your city in the dumps. Economic dumps, I'm sorry. Just going to have you face a cold reality. Oh, that's a bike voucher! Okay, here you go. Brock exchanged the bike voucher for a bicycle. Beautiful. And my bike doesn't look anything like the bikes he's selling in the shop. How do you like your new bicycle? You can take it on cycling road in caves, so don't get ahead of yourself there. I'm still learning. Still getting the training wheels on. But my bike looks totally different from any bike that is in that shop. And now, as you can see, we have no more bike voucher. We just have a bicycle that we can use. And once I'm going to get ducks, I'm going to get ducks out, and I'm going to cut a tree. You're going to need to have a Pokemon that knows cut, and we're going to have to go into this scraggly little house again. Got a nice bite of that table out of it. And I'm going to get in my bike once again once I get up to this tree. So I'm going to leave Pidgeot out in the lead just because we'll face quite a few bug Pokemon. And even though you can type match against the number of what am I doing? Yeah, that's what I meant to do. Against the number of fire, ground type Pokemon that you see along the way, the hikers, we're going to be facing plenty of them in Rock Tunnel, so I want to make it a little bit easier on Big Bird. And wrong Pokemon. So we're going to hack away, cha, and face our first trainer here on Route 9. You have Pokemon with you. You're mine. Pedophile? Or, no, I'm not going to get into that. Anyways, junior trainer wants to fight. You're going to face a number of junior trainers here on this route. And I'm sorry if this is exciting you guys that I'm going to face all these different trainers along whatever route I'm taking. I'll be covering every route in the game, so just going to warn you that about right now. But I'm doing that because I want this to be as close to 100% walkthrough as possible. I know that I'm obviously not going to be able to catch every Pokemon because you're going to have to trade some, and I'm playing on an emulator, and I can't trade some into an emulator. There's some freaky way that you can do that, but I'm not in the mood. I'm just going to play this as any normal person would, playing an emulator. But at the same time, it's really great to be able to just ramble on about whatever you want to say as you're exploring different parts of Kanto or defeating some of these trainers along the way as well. Because in my previous Pokemon Yellow Walk, well, I'm not going to talk about that. But it also gives you an opportunity to just get whatever you want off your plate. You just say whatever you want, just ramble on about different topics you enjoy talking about. You deceived me. Let's see what she says. You need light to get through that dark tunnel ahead, which is Rock Tunnel. We'll get to that in a little bit. And here's TM30, Teleport. So I'm going to teach Teleport to Wigglytuff. And as I said before, Wigglytuff's not really going to be an HM slave. It's going to be a shaving cream dispenser for me. No, it's going to kind of serve different purposes. It knows Flash, obviously, so it'll help out there. But it knows Sing, so allow me to put to sleep any Pokemon that I need to catch. Speaking of Pokemon that I need to catch. Wahaha, great, I was bored, eh? I caught an Abra off screen, not because I needed to catch an Abra. I obviously had an Abra previously that I traded for that Mr. Mime. But because I need to train it up to a Kadabra for later on, just because I'm trying to get every Pokemon that I can get. And we're type matching very well as of right now. And another thing that I wanted to get off my plate is that I've been, summer break here. I've had a lot more free time. I've been watching a show called Survivor Man. I don't know how many of you guys, if many of you guys are big, well, this is not a good type match, are big Discovery Channel fans. I am. I don't know about you guys. I like Discovery Channel here and there. I'm not a big fan of like the American Chopper series and things of that nature. But I do enjoy a show from time to time. Survivor Man isn't on anymore in terms of new episodes. It's on demand if you have Comcast or anything, if you even know what that is. And so you can watch them anytime you would like to. So we defeated this hiker and keep it coming, eh? Oh, wait, I'm out of Pokemon. You sure had guts standing up to me there, eh? Well, am I like a Talo or something? You gonna insult me? Is that an insult? But Survivor Man is basically a toned down version of Man vs. Wild, but at the same time toned up version of Man vs. Wild, and I'm sure most of you know what that show is. So, as I face this trainer, who's that walking with those good looking Pokemon? Who, me? Couldn't it be? Just wanted to break out a nursery rhyme right there or something. This is not really a nursery rhyme, it's just kind of a song. But Survivor Man is hosted by a man that was born in 1961, and he's from Ontario, Canada. His name's Les Stroud. And he's kind of a survival expert, but at the same time very savvy in film. And so he has a safety crew that drops him off in remote locations, 23 different locations throughout the seasons he's made. And he basically survives for 7 days all alone with no food, no water accessible to, or no water on his person, no food on his person. He does all the filming himself. And so he does all of this work to gather food, to create shelters, to film out like a light. Isn't that ironic? Keep walking. Okay, keep biking. I get up early every day to raise my Pokemon from cocoons. And he just is out there in the wilderness all by himself using his knowledge. He's very insightful. He's got a good sense of humor. It's kind of dry, but you'll develop a taste for it over time. He's entertaining. He's a good guy. Pretty humble. And he just makes good shows. So they're fun to watch. And if you're interested in survival and learning about different locations and techniques to survive and even catching food, doing things like that, it's a great show to watch. So I really recommend checking it out if you have the opportunity to do so. You can probably rent some at your local library at the DVDs or whatever, and I recommend watching them. They're fun. They're great shows to watch, and they're probably even more entertaining than these. What a total waste of time. Not Survivor Man, though. I won't have to collect more than bugs to get stronger. That you do. So there's another item over here, and hopefully I can avoid running into a Pokemon. And it's in this bush. It's an ether. We've already run into the only 2 items that you can get here on Route 9, which is at Teleport, TM30, and an ether. So I'm going to fight this hiker down here, and this is hiker number 2. Let's see what he says. Ha 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 ha! Come on, dude! They like laughing. They're bellowing away. They're having a good old time. Hikers having a good old time here on Route 9. And we got another poor type match going on right now. But I don't really care about that. Let's see how much Gus does. If it doesn't do much, you know what? I'll stick with my Pidgeot. I'm gonna give it some more experience points before I get into Rock Tunnel. I understand. Oh, okay. You're gonna do the work for me. Thank you. And that's definitely not gonna kill Pidgeot. And I'm not a fan of Pidgeot's sprite here in Generation 1. Its sprite in Generation 2 is very good for a Generation 2 sprite. I'm just gonna send Blastoise out to quicken things up a little bit. It's got the long flowing locks of hair that makes it kind of look a little, it looks a little cheap, and it looks a little like unrealistic. I just don't like the look, to say the least. Ha ha ha, you beat me fair. Ha ha ha, you hardy guys always laugh. That's good. Laughing relieves a lot of stress. Hiking's fun. Okay, so go, my super bug Pokemon. And thinking of hiking, I did a lot of hiking on vacation. I just got back from vacation, and I went through a lot of different adventures: kayaking, jet skiing, and hiking. And I actually saw an owl out in the forest. It was perched up about 40 feet high on a branch sticking out over the path I was walking on. It made this really weird cawing noise. It was like tss, tss, like that. It was not like a buzzing, but that's the kind of rhythm it had. And it was very high pitched, and usually you think it's like hoo-hoo, like hoot-toot, but it wasn't. So we looked up and we saw this owl. It's got these beady black eyes just staring down at me, and it's got these white rims around its eyes that are obviously like fur, just colored fur or whatever you would call it, feathers. And it's just scary looking, even though it's not that dangerous of an animal, obviously, and you'd think they're nocturnal. This was out like 2:30 in the afternoon. No, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If you don't like bug Pokemon, you bug me. That's a pretty good joke. And so there's another guy here. I'm taking Rock Tunnel to go to Lavender Town. and it was pretty frightening. I walked about 80 feet forward on the path, so I got to the other side of the owl. It rotated its head. I didn't see it rotate its head, but it had to have because its chest was facing the same direction, but its head was looking at. Oh, it was kind of frightening. And then about a minute later, I just stood there watching it. It flew away, and its wingspan is gargantuan for its size as a bird. So don't take the owl lightly. It is intimidating, and I can see why. Owls can dominate over, I don't know, some more lowly animals in the forest ecosystem. So I just thought I'd bring that up when I was on the topic of Pidgeot's bird appearance. Went on a jet ski, went flying off the jet ski, took a sharp turn. Almost got sent out to sea at Lake Michigan on my kayak, and almost broke it like an ankle, getting slammed against the rocks trying to get this kayak in against roaring Lake Michigan waters. It was surprisingly rough. Did some other things, so I thought I'd update on that. Not that exciting. I would have been better if I filmed it, but I didn't film it. Can't measure up. I don't really have great camera work or cameras on my person. Are you off to Rock Tunnel Zoo? I have more of screen recording software. Kind of obscure, I know. But I'd like to get to some camera recording later on in my life. Haha, aren't you a little toughie? So these guys are going to continue to have a good old time chuckling away, making jokes at me. And let's see what he brings out. If it's a Machop or a Geodude, I'm just going to put Blastoise out in the lead at this point. I don't want to be tearing around with rock ground Pokemon for the rest of my life. And hopefully pull a self-destruct out on me with a Pokemon that has great defense. Or Rock Throw, not type effective. And I figure I'm going to use Water Gun just because I'm going to be disposing of Water Gun pretty soon here with the onset of Surf. Once I get my hands on Surf and some other Ice type moves that I'd like to get. And let's see, let's use Water Gun, why not? And what else do I have to update on you guys? Not much to talk about else, other than what I've covered so far. One interesting bit of trivia here on Route 9 is that I don't know how many of you guys have watched some of the Pokemon anime episodes. I've watched a handful of them in my life, and one of them was when this guy had like 100 win streak of trainer battles. And then Ash defeated him. What's that? Yes, I'm telling a story. Haha, kids should be tough. And Ash defeated him, so he had to start his streak going again. Kind of like Dan Ugla a couple days ago. Don't you dare condescend me. I can't speak, so I don't know how to condescend you. So, what was that? What was I getting at? Anyways, he is in Pokemon Yellow. There's a youngster you can run into, and he'll say, "I have to start my 100-match winning streak again after you defeat him." So you run into him apparently on this route, which I thought is interesting. No, you're too much. And I didn't think it was kind of aimed to be at Route 9 in the anime, but apparently that they wanted to plop it in, and the Game Freak did. You're obviously talented. Good luck to you. Well, thanks for being polite, actually, after kind of thinking I was condescending. So here is the sea route that you can take to power the power plant, and obviously I can't go on that right now. I don't have Surf. So we can run it. We're going to try to catch ourselves a Voltorb. It's a 45%. There it is. Perfect. So I should have Wigglytuff out in the lead. Unfortunately, I don't. And I do not want to press Teleport. And I have no moves that can do damage. I have 3 moves. None that can do damage. So I'm just going to have to wait. Expend 15, 20, 55 PP of moves before I can flail. Which I think is hilarious. And I'm obviously not going to do that. And Voltorb, you're not going to be doing much. Voltorb is not a good electric type Pokemon. I'm just going to say that out in front to you guys right now. Are you going to be affected ever? Ever. Finally. Beautiful. So, and I don't have Pound, unfortunately. Voltorb doesn't learn any good moves, electric type moves. So, try to stay away from a Voltorb. Piece of crap. Alright, so what I have to do, and off screen, as you see right there, my item box is, or my Pokemon box is full. I'm going to clear that box up, and the first thing we do in the next part, part 17, is catch this Voltorb. So I'd like to do that here in this part, but I can't. I'm sorry. But part 16, or part 17 will be good for us. We'll get capturing a Voltorb in the next part and going through Rock Tunnel. So I'm sorry for not catching this Voltorb here, but Bill is not efficient, and I like Lynette more. Just saying. See you guys later.